Hello everyone, so this is officially my first video, so bear with me here. I was sitting down doing a little bit of my tarot reading today. I actually chose this Lenormand. I love it. This fairy Lenormand. I don't have all the Lenormand memorized, so I actually had to go and look up some of the meanings. Or normally I would have just done the tarot reading right in front of the camera. It's very natural that way. But this message was just like so freaking profound that I had to just like, okay, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to record what I've got here because it's just unfucking believable. And, yeah. The way whenever I shuffle, like, so I don't have the Lenormand completely memorized yet, but the way I shuffle Lenormand or tarot is like I'll shuffle and then cards will just kind of like jump out of the deck. I don't often do too many like spreads. That's actually in the whole like realm of tarot and oracle reading and stuff. Using a spread is still kind of like new. I think it didn't really even become popular until about the 1960s. Whereas tarot's been around for a couple hundred years. So anyways, let me just read you what I have. And I wrote down like my interpretation of it. So, 19, that is the Tower. Different than the Tower in tarot, this Tower is a card of isolation, loneliness, just feeling like trapped. You can't really go anywhere. You're like very much like Rapunzel, just stuck in a tower. And then here, number 32, that is the moon. Moon often represents, and in this deck it does, the subconscious. So this is a time of reflecting back on the subconscious of all its beauty, all its depth, and all of the horror that resides in our shadow self, which we've been given that privilege due to the isolation. So a lot of us are kind of like in this spot where we're like stuck in our tower and we've got nothing to do but sit and think and think and think. Hopefully, and I think many people have been using this opportunity to do some shadow work to kind of like erase some of that bad programming that we've gotten and heal some traumas and do some rewiring. Because the next cards that had came out was the mice. And as much as I love little critters, these mice here, they're eating the cheese. It's like that book, Who Moved My Cheese? If you remember that book, or if you've never heard of it, go read that book. It's freaking phenomenal. But the way the rats are just sitting there nibbling, they're taking away little bits and little bits and little bits. Before you even know it, it's all gone. And next to the whip, that is a card of criticism. That's a card of arguing. That's a card of not even debate, just like petty bickering, division. And so when we have cards like the Tower, the mice, and the whip, that close together, that is a call to bureaucracy. That is a call. What I'm picking up here is this is our rights, our freedoms, our privileges being stripped away little bit by little bit, and it's being played off of this emotional state, this division, this arguing back and forth. This is a really, where this placement is, and this is not friendly, not happy. There's a lot of people getting into some petty fucking arguments over stupid bullshit that, you know, they wouldn't say this stuff to their neighbor. They would not say this stuff to the person at the grocery store, and yet here they are, right? a lot of that emotionally triggered, people being led by their emotions, is that unhealed subconscious. So we're here, we're in this tower. At first I thought it was like maybe like a self-imposed, but when we had the mouse and the whip next to it, then that became quite obvious that being in this tower was imposed by like outer forces. Yee! They're jumping away from me. That are like nibbling away at us. And even more so, it's the nibbling away at our mental health, nibbling away at our consciousness, and creating that division just more so and more so, sticking us in this tower. I think we can all kind of like relate to that. I'm going to stay out of the political aspect of which side I think did what and blah, 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 because they're all rotten. Fucking hate politicians. They're all rotten. There's no one that's sinless. We're in the beginning. We're leaving the state of Pisces. We're coming into Aquarius. We're in a state of apocalypse. Look up the true meaning of apocalypse, of revelation, things like that. The reason why those words have been made to be so scary is because the powers that be don't want this reset to happen that's happened. And so you've been brought up your whole lives, generation before generation before generation has been brought up to think that these things are like horrible. And there is a lot of horrible things that are going on right now, but it is going to get better. I promise. And I know that the key to success, not just key to success, is also like a subconscious key. This is awakening of the mind. This is your key to success. This is a key of opportunities, unlocking of doors. It's the ability to like leave, not just leaving a situation, but going into a new one, but definitely leaving this situation here and this rotten situation here. Please go read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? This will make so much more fucking sense to you. So we're coming out of this where we're stuck in our tower, and we've been given this key to walk through a new door, especially if you've been doing your shadow work. The next things that popped up, so that's like phenomenal in and of itself. The next things that popped up, love, yay. What we've got here, because the card that was next to it, and 3 cards came out. So we've got lovers, love. This is a very similar card to the tarot. Tiger lily, which has to do with like female sensuality, and ring, promises, but also because a ring is circular, so that has to do with cycles and completions, that sort of thing. So with these cards together, like I am seeing here a reconciliation of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. These forces are melding together finally. As a universal whole, you know, and we do that by each individual person has to heal the divine masculine and the divine feminine within themselves and embrace it and love it. And the card that came up there was the tiger lily, and this is a beautiful card to me. I love the imagery on this. That is representation of the Madonna whore complex. Some more research for you to do, guys. Reading is fundamental. Y'all think I'm crazy. Anyways, so we've got the tiger lily here. That is the Madonna whore complex. Every female is beautiful. Every female has divinity within her. She is a creatrix. She is a mother, regardless if she's had birth physically or if it's things that she actually creates in this world, be it anything from art to music to small businesses, large businesses, scientists, whatever. But you're allowed to be both. The way our world has been these last couple of centuries doesn't want us to be both. It's like you're either one or the other, but you can't be beautiful, you can't be sensual, you can't be sexy, you can't have orgasms without being a whore. And if you are those things, then you're somehow not intelligent. You're not capable of bringing a sense of magic and wonder and mystique to the world. And you're not able to bring knowledge to the world if you're sexy. And I think that's bullshit. That's a wound that's really had to be healed. And I think we're, as a humanity, we're really on the cusp of that. I've been seeing a lot of beautiful things with this next generation that's coming up about healing that, what it does mean to be divine feminine. I think by healing the divine feminine is going to give space to the masculine to heal, because there's a lot of great men out there, but there's also some toxic masculinity traits. There's toxic female traits. Don't get me wrong. We still got a long way to go, ladies. We got a long way to go. So don't think that, you still got some healing. We've still got some healing, but that is going to give the divine masculine space to heal, some of those toxic traits, because things have been festering. And it's been a lot of tit for tat over the past year, 5 years, 500 years. But we're stepping into this age of Aquarius, and both of these sides are healing. Specifically, that Madonna whore complex is healing. And so we're going to see a rejoining of that. And it really will, this is going to help us step into the dawning of the age of Aquarius, where we're going to have more of that universal love, that unconditional love. And the next card that came out, because they kind of came out in a little group like that, was the Ring. So this could be a wedding. But because of the direction that this, or promises, or just a really powerful relationship, a union, because of the way this reading is, been more a broad, for the whole human consciousness reading. I see this more as that unity here, as that coming together, that marriage, if you will, of the two. I also see that because it's a circle, how that's the end, or not the end, but that is a cycle coming to completion. And so we're cycling out of the arguing, the bitter, the tit for tat, this petty jealousy, BS, division that's been going on. We've moved out of that. We're moving out of that. We're reconciling our divine masculine and our divine feminine. And this will open up the opportunity for actual relationships in the 3D realm. But we've been able to heal it in your 4th and your 5th dimensions, or your subconscious, however you choose to perceive these. And the cycle is now complete. The two are now one. I think that's fucking beautiful. The last card that came out of all this was The coffin. See more flowers? Isn't that so pretty? Death isn't the end. Death is never the end. Death is a recycling of energies. I mean, like, what do they say? That all matter, can neither be created nor destroyed. It just transfers. That's all. It's transferring. It's being alchemicized. It's being recycled and turned into something new. But this cycle of isolation, of separation, of our physical rights being stripped from us, degradation of our mental health being chipped away at little bit by little bit, that cycle is over, bitches. We've worked hard. We've stepped through our shadow. Shout out to Tool. We've stepped through our shadow. We've been given the key to walk out of that situation into a better world, into a better realm, into a better, it's a mindset. Because you have to get your mind right. So we've been given this key, and we're stepped into this master key. We're stepped into this doorway through this portal with love in our hearts. We're reconciling that divine masculine, that divine feminine. They become a union. We're getting rid of this evilness of Madonna whore bullshit. Okay? And that shit's over with. It's gone. We can move forward. We can love each other. We can heal each other. It's beautiful, isn't it? Death can be beautiful. Celebrate your life. Celebrate the lives around you. It's been tough last year. This coming up year is going to be a tough one as well. I want to start doing more of these messages because I want everyone to understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We are going to have some hard times, but we need more unity. We need less of this, and less of this, and more of this. Stop being so emotionally led and triggered by things. If you're triggered by something, explore that. Sure, you may need a space safe to explore that, but explore it. Why does it bother you so much? Sticks and stones, right? Man, words fucking hurt. Figure out why. Why does it hurt you so much? Heal this so we can unite. And I'm meaning this like on an energetic level. I feel like I have to preface things nowadays. This is an energy. Everyone has divine masculine, divine feminine, gay, straight, all the colors of the rainbow, sweeties. We all do. And that doesn't mean that you have to dress any particular way or be addressed any particular way. It's a feeling within you. And it's how you react and you respond to the outside world, how you handle situations. And different situations are going to call for a more masculine touch or a more feminine touch. That's what that's... It's nothing to do with gender per se. I just did throw that out there. But anyways, I love you so much, sweeties. I'm gonna do some more of these where you actually watch me shuffle and everything, and maybe I'll introduce you to some of my crystals and fun stuff, and I'll work on the background. This was just kind of like an impromptu. I was actually doing a reading for myself, and then this popped out. So I love you all so very much. And hopefully we can do more of these. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. Just say hey. Bye.